I got out of law school, of course, it was in the depth of the Depression. That was 1939. And I was admitted to the bar in 1939. And all the young attorneys, gee, there was no business for them. They'd scrape along just a little at a time, and every day they'd convene to what we don't have now, the Bar Association Library on the 9th floor of the Hotel Jamestown building, which was a big room about like this, and they'd all sit around and chat, chew the fat, and bewail the fact they didn't have anything to do. And gee, here I came, bingo, into this situation. And I don't know how I heard about this, but anyway, I did hear about that there was an opening in the Travelers Insurance Claim Department office in Jamestown for an investigator adjuster. And at that time, they required a law degree. And so I immediately applied for that and got it. And oh boy, all these other attorneys, gee, they were almost up in arms that some squirt like me coming in green and picking up a job like that, which was required that they be an attorney. They don't require that now, yeah. But at that time they did. Well, so I had that, let's see, 39, 40, 41, yeah, for 3 years I had it. So I represented the office here for Cattaraugus, Allegheny, and what's the next one down there? Where Wellsville is? Well, the three count: Allegheny, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua, yeah. But that kept me away from the general practice of the law, which I always felt sorry about. I wish that I had just to pick up the gleanings and to keep studying the different phases. But it all turned out all right in the end. But anyway, I have regretted that. But then, at the end of those 3 years, then the war came along. And Bill Taylor, you remember Bill?
Sure do.
He was at 90 Church Street in New York City as an officer in recruiting. So Harold Anderson, there's so many Harold Anderson. Yeah. This is Harold C. Anderson. He's a member of the lodge. We were both members of the lodge. And we jumped on the Erie train, went down to New York City, and I went to 90 Church Street to look up Bill and get the details on how to enlist. And Harold wanted to get into the Army instead of the Navy. So I don't know where he went, but anyway, we both enlisted in that way. And Bill Taylor helped me go to the right offices, and so I got my commission. And it wasn't too many days later that our orders came to Jamestown telling us where to go. So Harold went one way and I went down to Key West. That was my first assignment. So then I was away from law for another 4 years. So there was about 7 years I was away from the practice of law. Although I had trial work in the Navy, they assigned you extracurricular to take up your time in trial work, prosecuting and defending in the naval courts. So it wasn't until after 1946 that I came back to Jamestown. Then the question was, well, the Travelers had an opening for me. They had to have an opening for me. But I don't particularly want that. As a matter of fact, when I left, Ross took my place.
I'll be there.
In the Travelers. And then you may not remember Bill Giesel. The Giesels lived up on Fairmount Avenue, just on the other side of the street from Bob Jackson's. And he was one of the officials in Bell Aircraft. And he wanted me to come up and be one of the attorneys for Bell Aircraft, which would have been quite a thing. He eventually became president of Bell Aircraft. This Bill Giesel now, where he is now, I don't know. Whether he's still living even, I don't know. But I could have had that, and then I thought, well, I'd better stay here locally. I was into politics a little then. I think I was on the school board, and I figured, well, maybe I can work my way up. So we decided, Ross and I, that we would set up practice here, not in partnership. We never were in partnership, even with my uncle. He was next door, and then our place next door to him. So it started that way, just gradually picking up clients as we went along. That's the real way country lawyers start, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was the beginning. That was the beginning. And now, what is there?
88 years worth of a lot of memories.
Yes. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories.
And when they open up the Jackson Museum, Stan, you'll be there.
I would like to be. I doubt that I will be, but I'm all for it.
Well, you'll have to. I'll give myself a short timetable. Get it done.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any other memorabilia of Jackson. But you may like to see that Mark Master book where he has his Masonic mark.
We'll do that. When you get back, we'll connect again.
Yeah.
And maybe you and I could go over to the temple sometime and just
Good.
bring that stuff out. I love it. It's been a while since I saw it. And I know they had they have it displayed. And usually when you go in for an event, you kind of go over to the side and you take a look at it. It's really neat.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the Mark Master in that, but that'd be a good place to have. Well, of course, the Mark Master book is a book of pages, so they couldn't very easily have. They could make a photocopy of it, though.
Yeah.
I think that would be good. Well, this has been nice talking with you.
It's been fun for me.
Greg.
I'm glad I caught up with you at the post office.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we usually meet.
That's right. And I hope you have a wonderful time in Spain.
Well, thank you very much. I'm not looking to too much activity. The main thing I want to do is get out of the cold weather.
Where are you going?
Well, I think the first area is the Malaga area, and then up to Portugal, and then back down to,
Is it a tour, or is this something Sarita put together for the two of you?
Well, she's put, actually, I think there are 4 different tours, which usually they're supposed to go over and back here. But we're going to finish one, and we connected one of the others, and then I connect another, and I connect another.
You'd be gone for what, 3 months?
3, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You are missing it all. You're missing all the weather.
Are you recording?
No, we're done here.
Hi, Mr. Weeks.
Hi,
You know,
how are
Janet
you?
Briggs.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. I want to put this in the Courier, and I want this,
She wants my autograph.
but I kind of would like you to look at it a minute.
Oh. This is why you pay them the big bucks, Stan, so I don't have to look at this
All
stuff.
right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Nice to see you, Mr. Weeks.
Good to see you again.
She'll want to copy the tape now because of all the nice things you said about her.
Oh. Well, gee.
Well, thank you very much. This has been so much fun. And hopefully I haven't imposed on your time.
No, not at all. My time is my own, mostly now.
Do you get into the office then?
Usually every day.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the house, and then read the paper, pay the bills, look at the mail, do nothing of any great importance. It's strange how time slips away so rapidly
Mm-hmm.
when you retire. And my office is a mess, and there's no real reason to make it look like a law office anymore.
You don't have to be accountable to anybody, do you?
No. And of course, Chuck Hall has a room for me up there, but I rarely go up, which is very nice of them to
Mm-hmm.
have it available. So they help me out, like when I'm going away, they'll pick up my mail. And Well,
thanks
good.
so much, Stan.
well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to be with you.
And I'll hang-